This is Computer Insider, Canada's award-winning television series with Bob Pritchard. This week, we see the latest release of Claris Works, which offers Windows and Macintosh file compatibility. Later, we take you on a virtual trip to ride Aladdin's magic carpet as Disney prepares a new amusement ride. This week on Computer Insider. Computer Insider is brought to you by AST Computer. You'll like the way we work. Sharp Electronics. From sharp minds come sharp products.
Thank you very much for joining us this week on Computer Insider. If you're joining us for the first time, a few things I'd like you to know about the show itself. First of all, we're truly interactive. We want to hear from you. We want to know about what you're doing with your computers and your software. In order to exchange information with you, we've set up a couple of systems. The first is a fax-on-demand system, which is where you call from your telephone to our fax machine. You can request information like news and product information, and our system will send it back to your fax machine. We also have a fax mailbox, so drop us a note and tell us what you're doing with your products, equipment, and software. We've also set up a few nodes on the internet, so you'll be able to get a hold of us if you're more advanced in technology and have a modem and a computer and that sort of thing. And we'll get that information and find out what's happening and exchange ideas. Every week we have a number of different sections in the show that will be of interest for you. First of all, we'll be looking at new software as it comes into the marketplace, new hardware, as well as meeting the executives from within the computer industry itself. We also have a brief capsule of what's going on in the industry. For example, this week there's news of a layoff at WordPerfect and Novell as a result of their merger. With the duplication of staff, it seems they're going to be letting go something in excess of 1,700 people. About 1,100 will be gone by the end of the month. The balance will go in the first quarter of '95. Also, U.S. Robotics is introducing a new modem. It looks like they've run out of names. It's called the V.Everything modem. It's really a V34. We'll let you know about other products as they come available on Computer Insider.
Computer Insider's Industry Insights has been brought to you by QMS, Seamless Network Printing.
Modern-based computer technology has been very influential in training people to do various things like, for example, doctors practicing surgery, pilots practicing flying, and that sort of thing. But a new twist has come about with virtual reality. It's happening in the world of amusement parks, where traditionally we might have gone on roller coasters or Ferris wheels. Now we're going to be going for a virtual ride.
Pull that on, down on your head. You pull it down there. There you go, you're in.
9-year-old Mason is getting a chance most kids only dream about.
And look around. Notice you can look up and to the side and all over, okay?
He's taking a test ride on the Walt Disney Company's first leap into virtual reality. Inside this strange headset is a world of three-dimensional characters and sound straight out of the movie Aladdin. When Mason turns his head, the image inside the headset turns. And by moving the front edge of his magic carpet, he can fly anywhere he wants through the desert town of Agrabah.
The vision here is to do Disney-level virtual reality. Disney has a real history of taking every new technology that came around and turning it into a storytelling medium.
The virtual reality ride is being created by Walt Disney Imagineering Labs, which designs Disney theme park attractions. On Silicon Graphics computers, they're creating all the buildings, textures, and characters of the virtual world of Aladdin.
Why do you stop in the middle of the road like this? Oh, don't play that with me!
The look we were going for here was the hand-painted look. The challenge is that when you go and see this attraction, that you will think you're in the movie Aladdin.
In a break with tradition, Disney is giving the public a sneak preview of the new technology still in development. It's a rare behind-the-scenes look at Imagineering Labs and part of a new attraction called Innoventions, opening this month at the Epcot Center, which will showcase technology of the future.
Technology is continuing to change, and the power that you can experience here at the Epcot Center will soon, just within a decade, be available in the home. It's going to be cheap enough for home video games and a home environment. So this is just the beginning.
To create some of the virtual characters, human gestures are fed directly into the Silicon Graphics computers, and the character on the screen instantly comes alive.
That was cute.
Anyone in virtual reality turns his or her head at unpredictable times, so the computer has to be able to create 60 pictures a second in the headset to keep the scene animated smoothly and believably. To do that, engineers from Disney and Silicon Graphics teamed up to build the most powerful computer graphics system in the world.
And we're beginning to see all the pieces come together, and it's very exciting now because it's the thing that we we hoped we would be able to do, a year ago, and now we're beginning to see it.
And visitors to Epcot Center will get a chance to see it starting this month. I'm Lee McCarran.
It's interesting when you start to think of all the aspects that can happen in a virtual reality atmosphere. For example, we just saw a new ride going into the Disney organization. But take it one step further. I was at a computer show recently where they were using virtual reality to take people inside computers and show them the actual inner workings of the computer itself. There's a whole new world coming which we're all going to be a part of. Speaking about new worlds, we'd like to hear from you and find out what you're doing with your computer system. So why don't you jot down our fax number, our fax on demand number, and give us a call and pick up the latest computer-based information. That's the first number you have on the screen. Also, don't forget we have our fax mailbox, and we want to hear what you're doing with your computer system. Coming up a little bit later on, we're going to be seeing how you can make a map in your computer, but next, a brand new product from Claris on Computer Insider.
The government taught him to kill. Now he's using his skills to help one woman seek revenge. Sylvester Stallone, Sharon Stone, The Specialist.
Starts Friday, October 7th at a theater near you.
If you want to attract more business, you've got to work together. We all have our own special visions of where we want to be and how we want to work, wherever we are. At AST, we build computers to meet your worldview with award-winning products, service, and support. From notebooks to super servers, AST Computer. You'll like the way we work.
Today's marketplace demands more information delivered faster than ever before. D-Link helps make that happen. D-Link manufactures network interfaces. D-Link connects computer systems with bridges and routers. D-Link writes network management software. D-Link manufactures computer networking and internetworking products to bring this world closer together. D-Link Corporation.
This top marketing executive prepares himself for the demands of today's business with his new Sharp electronic organizer. He has accelerated to the top through careful planning and organization. But he doesn't keep it all in his head. Instead, his competitive advantage is at hand. Always with him, ready with the information most needed, and sometimes with what's needed most. Sharp electronic organizers.
The government taught him to kill. Now he's using his skills to help one woman seek revenge. Sylvester Stallone, Sharon Stone, The Specialist.
Starts Friday, October 7th at a theater near you.
When we look at modern computer-based technology, there are many ways of getting to a specific goal in terms of doing whatever job you want to get done. One of the ways is to go out and buy a word processor and then a spreadsheet and then a database and a graphics package, and it goes on and on and on. The other route is to buy what they call an integrated package, which means you get a spreadsheet and a word processor and maybe some charting and graphing and whatnot in one package. The advantage of this kind of a purchase is typically it's less expensive to buy, and also sometimes the command structure is a little bit easier to use. Claris Corporation, which is a wholly owned Apple subsidiary, has developed an integrated package which they debuted on the Macintosh platform called Works. Now, over the years, they've expanded the package to work in Windows, and they're just bringing into the market a brand new version of Works called Release 3. So today, we thought we'd go down and see the people at Claris and find out more about Works.
I'm going to use Claris Works to create a simple to-do list using the outline view in the word processing environment. I can select from different outline views, turn that into a checklist, for example, and that way start marking off the information as I continue.
Claris Works 3 is now in production, and we expect it on the shelves for Christmas. We will be offering some marketing promotions around that time frame. We're also going to be offering an upgrade path for our existing users. We're really excited about the fact that it's totally compatible from our existing products as well, so it'll be easy for people to upgrade and to bring their existing files.
I'm going to go to a newsletter now. Now I'm going to select the spreadsheet tool so that I can include information about a cost comparison. We're just going to put some information in. And now I'm going to select my shortcut so I can make this look like a nice table. Now to make it look like a nice table, first I'm going to sum the information by using our sum icon, and we're going to turn it into currency, apply a comma, and then remove the decimal places. And lastly, I'm going to center the information and even bold it. Now we can chart the information just by simply selecting what we'd like to use and selecting our bar chart icon in the shortcut menu. And if I want to change the look of the chart, I can simply double-click and then change any of the elements here. So let's just add a shadow and 3-dimension to the chart. We've reduced the view to 50% so you can see the entire document. Now I can select each of the objects and apply text wrapping. And notice we can even wrap around irregular shaped objects.
One of the things that's really important to us with the release of ClarisWorks version 3 is that we're bringing the two platforms, the Windows platform and the Macintosh platform, to the same version level. And with that, what we're doing is we're going to be sharing the same file format. What that means to our customers is that if they're using a Macintosh at home, for instance, and a Windows machine at work, that they're able to take their files back and forth and not worry about the translation.
I can even use the new assistant to help me create a 1-month calendar. I just simply start off with the correct month and the year, and I can even select a different font and choose to display the year as well. And then ClarisWorks will automatically create the entire month for me, and I can start by filling in information like my 3 o'clock appointment with Computer Insider.
ClarisWorks version 3 is an all-in-one integrated package designed specifically for people with computers at home, for the small office at home, for the small medium business, and also for our education users.
ClarisWorks even allows you to create easy presentation slideshows. I've got a lot of information here that has charts and data. I can select the different page orders, as you can see here, and apply different options. I can even advance it every 3 or 4 seconds if I'd like, and then simply start the slideshow.
Interesting question. What do you do? As a consumer, do you go out and purchase an integrated package that gives you all the modules from one author in one time? Or do you go out and buy separate packages like somebody's spreadsheet and somebody's word processor and let Windows or whatever operating environment you're using handle the actual integration of the data? Many people believe that at the entry level for the home user or somebody who's a casual user, that these integrated packages are really, really handy to have. Personally, if you're working with people who have various environments like Macintosh or DOS or Windows, then something like ClarisWorks is very useful because it writes the data in a format that can be read by either system. Other people think that you should be looking at high-end word processors because you've got more power, more functionality, also a much more complex interface. So the decision of what to do is something you have to do. The important issue is that you find a system that you're comfortable with, because in the end, you're going to have to use it. Speaking about using it, we have our fax on demand system all set for you to use. Simply dial in, that's the first number you have on the screen. We have the latest industry news that's happening out there, and also our fax mailbox, and we really want to hear from you because it's important that I know what you're doing with your computer so we can get the right information online for you. Coming up later on, we'll be meeting the President of Compaq in Canada, Don Woodley, on Computer Insider.
The government taught him to kill. Now he's using his skills to help one woman seek revenge. Sylvester Stallone, Sharon Stone, The Specialist.
Starts Friday, October 7th at a theater near you.
Only Sharp Presentation Systems deliver the winning combination. Don't miss your next opportunity. Get the Sharp Edge. From a family of incredibly vivid computer projection panels to our convergence-free LCD projectors, you too can have multimedia presentation power like never before. Up to 16 million colors in computer, video, or combined. Sharp Presentation Systems and you, the winning combination.
2 days until the presentation. Plenty of time to pull it all together.
Hi, Marcy. Sorry, the deadline moved up 24 hours. See you in the morning.
Looks like a long night ahead. With her AST computer, she'll make it on time. AST Computers in support for a winning performance. From notebooks to super servers, AST Computer. You'll like the way we work.
Today's marketplace demands more information delivered faster than ever before. D-Link helps make that happen. D-Link manufactures network interfaces. D-Link connects computer systems with bridges and routers. D-Link writes network management software. D-Link manufactures computer networking and internetworking products to bring this world closer together. D-Link Corporation.
The government taught him to kill. Now he's using his skills to help one woman seek revenge. Sylvester Stallone, Sharon Stone, The Specialist.
Starts Friday, October 7th at a theater near you.
Computer Insider's radio reports with Bob Pritchard are broadcast 4 times daily on 680 News.
On this edition of Computer Insider's Hands-On, we're going to have a look at a brand new mapping program called Map and Go, and we're just going to load it up on our computer now. The big advantage for Map and Go is that unlike traditional maps where you get the entire province in one map, in this program, because it's CD-ROM based, we can ask it to locate various cities or centers and develop what the best route is between any 2 points. So today, we're going to go hands-on with Map and Go on Computer Insider. Now, as we have a look at this application on the big screen, I think it's important to remember that this is a CD-ROM based product, which means that we can pick any 2 points anywhere and work out a map or trip. But remember, it's a map program, and that means we want to come up here and have a look at the pull-down icon, which will let us put in the directions of where we're going to. So let's pick a city, Scarborough. When we hit return on this, it's going to bring up all the Scarboroughs that are located in North America. What we're going to do is cursor down till we find Scarborough, Ontario, so at least we're having a reasonable chance to make this work out. We'll pick our 2 destination. Let's make it a holiday place. How about Minden? So we'll type in Minden, hit return, and it's going to bring up our list of all the Mindens that are located in North America. Again, pick the Minden you want to go to, otherwise you could have a very unexpected trip. If you'll notice, it says Minden, Ontario. What can I tell you? It's a Canadian television show and a US-based package. We'll hit calculate. It'll work out the parameters of our trip and not only give us the map, but it's going to show us waypoints. Here's how many minutes into the trip we are, the direction. Right here we can see the highways we're on, the town we're near, and way back over here is how many miles into the trip we're going. Now there's more to it than that. Because this is an interactive program, we can ask it to look for things along the way. The computer will go in, find the points of interest on the set, and then we'll click on the button so you can see it. There it goes. Here are the main interest points that are on the trip. What we're going to do is we're going to select one, well, how about we take Canada's Wonderland and have a look at it and see what they've got.
Canada's Wonderland is an amusement park with 8 theme areas. Medieval Fair, International...
Anyway, we'll just hit the pause button or close button on this and shut this down. We'll put away this menu right now. On the map, you see, it's laid out our trip. Something else I think you should have a look at here. It's right over here under speed settings. We've set it up because sometimes in the summertime you might drive a little fast, and we just got photo radar. So what we're going to do is change the speed from 75 miles an hour down to 60 miles an hour or 100 kilometers. When we hit OK and accept this number, what's going to happen is not only are we going to see a change in the calculations, but all of the information on this trip is going to change in timing so that we have an accurate trip. Now this is important if, let's say, you're going skiing and you know there's going to be bad weather. You can slow the speed of the car down, or at least for the timing purposes, to a slower speed. And in that case, you have a safe trip with right calculations. We'll shut this down. This is our basic map. You can pick any destinations you want to, but remember, it's a CD-ROM based program, so you have to have a CD-ROM in the program. But once you've got that straightened out, you can do anything you want to with the package. Let's go back over to the studio and have a look at the technical specifications on this program. It's really important to make sure that you have a minimum of 4 megabyte of RAM in your computer. You should have 3 megabyte of hard disk space available for yourself. In terms of operating systems, a minimum of DOS 4.01 and Windows 3.1 or higher. As far as the CD-ROM goes, and remember this is based on a CD-ROM, You should have at least a 2-speed CD-ROM and maybe something a little bit faster if you can afford it for your computer system. Speaking about something that's well within budget is our Fax on Demand system. It's a free service for you. All you have to do is dial in from your fax machine to the first number you see on your screen, and then you can pick up the latest computer industry news. The second number, well, that's our fax mailbox. Simply drop us a line and let us know what's happening in your life with technology so we can have a good idea about what's happening around the country. Coming up next, we'll be speaking with Don Woodley. He's the president of Compaq Canada on Computer Insider.
2 days until the presentation. Plenty of time to pull it all together.
Hi, Marcy. Sorry, the deadline moved up 24 hours. See you in the morning.
Looks like a long night ahead. With her AST computer, she'll make it on time. AST Computers in support for a winning performance. From notebooks to super servers, AST Computer. You'll like the way we work.
If you never got picked for the team.
Kids like that, I mean, they can't help it, they're no good.
If you never got a chance to play.
Who are you, Vince Lombardi all of a sudden?
If you always dreamed of standing tall.
Timmy, I'm not sure, but I don't think that goes there.
This is your chance to be a giant.
Let's kick some. Somebody call 911!
Rick Moranis, Ed O'Neill.
I'll show you intimidation.
Little Giants.
Sneak preview this weekend.
Today on Computer Insider's Executive Briefing, we're talking with Don Woodley, president of Compaq Canada. Don, over the years we've seen lots of computers going into businesses, large and small, and we've seen that there's been a change recently with the price drop. Can you tell us about how the purchase patterns have been changing?
Yeah, we're seeing our Presario products being bought by a lot of different types of consumers. Back to school period right now, I've got a lot of my friends actually calling. They're sending their children off to university. First-time business school student or first-time engineering student are all looking for a desktop computer to use in their schooling. There's a lot of interest in back-to-school period for that particular application. And as we get into Christmas and the recent just explosion in popularity with the CD-ROM and multimedia, we'll be seeing just a tremendous growth in the use of our computers around the home under the Christmas tree. And Microsoft are bringing to market a lot of new CD-ROM software, and they run very, very nicely on the Presario. So look for a real spurt of our sales in the Christmas period.
Don, a lot of people are concerned over the price of computers. It seems that every month we're hearing about more price drops, and we don't know what's causing it. Is it a reduction in the cost of the manufacturing process? Is it just that you're clearing out old inventory? I mean, tell us where Compaq fits into this whole manufacturing price structure.
Well, right now, Bob, we've been able to, we've become the low-cost manufacturer in the industry. So we're after gains in our market share. And we've doubled our market share in 93 over 92, and we're seeing significant gains in market share this year in Canada. Our pricing is partly due to some cost efficiencies that we've had in our manufacturing process, but also in response to lowering of manufacturing costs directly from the vendors of chipsets, etc. So, for example, Intel is very aggressively marketing their 486-based products, partly due to competitive reasons, partly due to cost savings they've achieved as their volumes grow, and also partly in preparation for pricing actions on the Pentium chips. We see that this year the actions will be primarily in the 486 area, with the growth in Pentium really probably next year, in 95.
I wanted to find out, when we do our research from the people we speak to, the reservation they seem to have focuses on this idea that technology is changing so quickly, it's not worth going out to buy a machine, that you should wait to some point down the road. Now, I know Compaq has thousands of people worldwide who are out marketing and seeing what's going on. What does your research tell you about the purchasing patterns of consumers?
Well, we talked to a lot of customers earlier in the year, and there were two concerns, if you will, about buying the computer. One was, is it a good product that's going to be reliable and serviceable for the use that I'm going to be putting it to? And that's why we feature our 3-year warranty and so on. The other thing that was, what should I buy and when should I buy it? And it really comes down to the application. You know, the application that most consumers have are pretty basic
personal productivity applications, word processing, spreadsheets, running the small business application in and around the home, or for small business. Very small databases are unusual, but they're there. So generally speaking, the 486 is more power than they need for the foreseeable future, a couple of years.
Thank you very much, Don. Don Woodley, by the way, is president of Compaq Canada, a major manufacturer of computer equipment. Throughout the year, we're going to be going out and meeting with various executives from different types of firms, software companies, hardware companies, peripheral companies, so we can find out what their thoughts are and in what directions their companies are going, so that when you're looking at technology, you'll have a better idea of what to expect in the future. Speaking about good expectations, we've got our fax on demand system all set for you. The first number on the screen you can dial from your phone. Better to call from the handset on your fax machine. Dial into it and request various documents that we have on our fax on demand system. It could be the news, it could be some product information. Just dial in, and it's a free service we make available for you. Also, don't forget that we have our fax mailbox. This is an opportunity for you to send us along notes about what you're doing with your computers and your computer systems, and possibly exchange information with us about the futures of technology. Coming up, we're going to be looking at the changing roles of technology as we move through the latter part of this decade on Comment on Computer Insider.
This top marketing executive prepares himself for the demands of today's business with his new Sharp electronic organizer. He has accelerated to the top through careful planning and organization, but he doesn't keep it all in his head. Instead, his competitive advantage is at hand. Always with him, ready with the information most needed, and sometimes with what's needed most. Sharp electronic organizers.
If you never got picked for the team.
Kids like that, I mean, they can't help it, they're no good.
If you never got a chance to play.
Who are you, Vince Lombardi all of a sudden?
If you always dreamed of standing tall.
Timmy, I'm not sure, but I don't think that goes there.
This is your chance to be a giant.
Let's kick some. Somebody call 911!
Rick Moranis, Ed O'Neill.
I'll show you intimidation.
Little Giants.
Sneak preview this weekend.
Are you scared by your computer? Does the technology overwhelm you? Well, if it does, you've got a lot of people who have the same anxieties that you do. We have some good news and I guess some bad news about what that leads to. First, the good news. They say the battle for the desktop operating system is over. That means that if you're using DOS and Windows, probably that's what's going to be in the future. So if you've learned to use them and are learning the applications, then probably things are going to be okay for you. Of course, if you're at IBM using OS/2 or at Apple using the System 7 or 7 version whatever, this may not be the best news in the world, but for the most part, people agree that DOS and Windows are going to be the wave of tomorrow. The problem is that the experts are now looking at how to change or expand our computers so that we can interconnect one computer to another computer. They say that that's going to be the big revelation as we go through the latter part of this century. So when we look to see how that's going to impact you and I, what it means is there's going to be a whole new raft of applications, but fortunately, it may be buried lower into the operating environment, so we may not have to learn a lot about what it's really doing. We can get our techie friends to handle all of those aspects for us. But the impact is going to be substantial. We're going to be seeing a whole new way of doing business. Instead of going to the office and logging into your computer, possibly what will happen in the future is you'll pick up your telephone, and through voice recognition, you'll give commands into your computer system that will do the jobs that need to be done. No longer will you have to have a computer with you. No longer will you have to be in the office. What it means is we're going to be a whole lot more effective in the future and hopefully a whole lot more effective in using our technology. Bob Pritchard, Computer Insider.
Computer Insider has been brought to you by AST Computer. You'll like the way we work. Sharp Electronics. From sharp minds come sharp products.